Hi, I'm Craig from Objective Loon South Africa, and I'm going to briefly demonstrate PlanetPress Suite. The first part of the suite is PlanetPress Design, to design all of your transactional documents like invoices, statements, PODs, etc. In this folder, I have a couple of resources for my demonstration. I have some raw data. This is line printed data for dot matrix printers that pre-printed stationery, so I can drag that into my data panel. I have an invoice background in a PDF format, which I will use as my template. And I also have a folder with two images that I'm going to use at a later stage. Once I've dropped all of that in, I can now zoom in. Here I'm using line printed data, but I can use any other form of data, whether it's ASCII or CSV, or I can even query a database. I can use XML data or even PDFs. So immediately I can start overlaying the data. For example, invoice number over here, I can put next to invoice number. Next is cell phone number, I can put the cell phone number, and it's also asking me for account type, which is over here. So these are either gold or silver customers depending on their contract. Now I can also use this zip code or any data over here to insert a barcode. In this case it is a code 128 barcode. I can take the average usage over the 4 months and I can add a human readable business graphic. So this hasn't got any colors, so we can immediately go into it and we can add a couple of colors to make it friendlier with higher impact. I will need to choose 4 different colors because there are 4 different bars in this specific sample. Okay, there it is, and I can resize it. Now I can also add some advanced text, so I can drag this first name section over here, and just like any Windows application, I can easily manipulate it. So I can make it bold, change the color, change the size, anything like that. I'll place that over here at the top. Now I can bring in those 2 images that I was going to use earlier. So these images is basically a picture of a BlackBerry and a iPhone. So if it's a gold customer, I want to show the iPhone. If it's a silver customer, I want to show the BlackBerry. So I can immediately take the word gold and I can put it into my conditions and it will create a condition that is gold. I can go to the word silver. I can insert that as a condition. I can call it silver. So picture 3 is the BlackBerry, so I can drag silver over the BlackBerry picture and I can drag the gold condition over the iPhone picture. I can now resize it, reposition it. And I can also add the bulk of the information here, which is in this specific case the phone numbers that were called that month. So now if I scroll through the records, you'll see that there are variable aspects that change. There is text, basic text, there are barcodes, usage graphs, and then also the pictures change upon conditions. This is important because you can apply those same conditions to usage manuals, terms and conditions, warning labels, etc. If I don't want this barcode, we support any form of barcode that's used in the market, for example, even the QR barcodes to scan with your mobile phone. And again, it is all now variable. Once I'm happy with this, I can upload it to my workflow software to be used at a later stage. This is my workflow software over here. So you'll see that it is an actual workflow, a step-by-step workflow saying where's the data coming from, how are we going to create the document, what's going to happen to the document, are we going to email it, print it, drop it into a folder, put it onto a web portal, send an SMS notifications. All workflows, this is a basic one, here's a more complex one. All workflows start with an input, so we can grab data from incoming emails, folder captures, FTP sites, websites, any form of printer queue. And we also have a SOAP, we act as a SOAP server and a SOAP client, so we can interface with systems like Clickatel or Pastel, accounting systems, CRM systems, etc. In the actions, this is where you can start doing the bulk of the workflow. For example, if I want to create a PDF at this section over here of the workflow, I can first check if I have my design file that I had created earlier. So you'll recognize this one we made a couple of minutes ago, so I'm happy with that. So I can create a PDF at this section, drag it in. I can choose that design file, which was no name. I can say OK. And all the rest is done the same way. Drag and drop. What you see is what you get. There's no scripting or programming. Very easy to use. I also have connectors into SharePoint and Laserfish. And lastly, I can output. So once I'm done with the document, I can now drop it into an FTP site. I can drop it into any third-party software. I can send it to printer drivers of any type. Also, we use optimized PostScript printing, which means we can guarantee engine speed. So if you have a 155 page a minute machine, we guarantee it will print at 155 pages a minute. We can drop it into folders. We can even send emails. And we can also, as said, we can send it to third-party software like SMS vendors, accounting systems, CRM systems, etc. And that's everything I wanted to show for PlanetPress. Thank you.